Taught to just behave and conform to the standard drill. Rotted till our graves, which will soon become more land to fill for corporation gains. We're just born to be enslaved and rewarded with this paper they just print off at the plants we build. It's called the economy, cause they're pulling a con on me to be a cog in a machine and human on a hamster wheel. And now the scraps they hand to you ain't even tangible, just numbers on a screen. Now let me break down how they're scamming you. Every transaction is taxed, my already taxed income is taxed again, just for handing that cash to another person for their service. Then again they get slapped with a tax on their earnings that's 30% or more snatched. Now go ahead, do the math. You're working 3 to 5 months for free. The cycle repeats, an indefinite trap. The government is fucking us, and what's our plan of attack? To barely react, too compliant to stand up and act. Now we're cashless society on the horizon. We're in a dystopian nightmare where they can scan all our apps and see every cent we spend, where and when. We're all tracked down to the very spot we stand on the map. How scary is that? They tax the water, tax the power, tax every scrap and crumb. Or you get your energy from solar, well they tax the sun. They tax the property you already bought for a massive sum. Tax the land you're buried in and tax the flowers that were brung. So you bought your car and think you're ready to go. You can't drive that vehicle until it's registered though. See, even though you own your car, you're still renting the roads. And on top of that, you're paying tolls so the revenue grows. And of course they never warn you about cameras out on every corner, meant to extort you and keep you in a state of mental torture. Cause their greed's infinite, it exceeds no limits. But if you do, that's half a week's wage. Speeding ticket, the fines, the bills, uni, hex or whatever. The debt is endless, yet you endeavor to get it together and break your back working, hoping you can settle it. Never. It's a system set up to keep us indebted forever. And they want us stressed, depressed and constantly sick to depend on them. They want us to have 20 plus prescriptions of medicine and buying the toxic shit that they're peddling. They want us unhealthy, that's how they keep their fucking industry relevant. They don't want to find the cure, they would rather have a treatment. The same reason the model of subscription so prevalent. It's strictly embezzlement. They said it themselves, you'll own nothing and be gaslit to think it's a benefit. Still you grind your whole life and think you might be the man. Finally buy you some land, only to die where you stand, leaving nothing but your money clutched tight in your hand. Then Uncle Sam takes it right back. Life is a scam.
But suddenly, because of a psychological hang-up, we were all miserable and poor. And that hang-up is that money is real, and that people ought to suffer in order to get it. But the whole point of the machine is to relieve you of that suffering. You see, we are psychologically back in the 17th century, and technically in the 20th.
Like insects to fluorescence, guided by the shiny lights, obsessed with possessions and these strangers that we idolize. We used to survive in tribes, fight or flight. Now we die alone in tiny boxes, confined by our tiny minds. Let's break down the 9 to 5. We have roughly 29,000 days on this earth, that's our time alive. Take away the 13 years of school, they will fly right by in the blink of a child to a teacher's tired eyes. Take away the 8 hours of work, 5 days a week. Take away another 8 for the time it takes to sleep, giving us the weekend and small window in the evening, leaving us with roughly 25 years or so of freedom. That doesn't account for eating and cleaning and paying your bills, a fucking tax to the government. Them cunts who are bleeding us dry and nothing more than the glorified mafia feeding in the market of cheating people out their hard-earned achievements. Fuck Australia, this ain't the land of the free. We landed here, stole the land and demanded a fee. We're in the land of those who planted their feet on the necks of the people who respected this land and would share what they eat. We're in the land of the greed, the land of coal mines, destroying lives, the sand and the seas, the plants and the trees. We sell off our land to some rich man overseas, while our own people are without a home, abandoned on streets. We're in the land of overbearing police. Fuck you mean freedom? You get fined drinking a beer can on the beach. Fuck off, 6 lockdowns for that random disease. My lungs are more fucked up from the toxic air that I breathe. In my apartment from the mold, now I'm on Ventolin and wheezing. The landlords will fix fuck all, but the rent will increase. The government is robbing us with every cent that they leech, yet they have the nerve to call those who are on the benefits cheats. Why we give these corporations more of our time than we give our fam. Even when we sit with them, we're scrolling on our Instagram. Really, when you think about it, most are barely living. We're existing through a twisted lens, following these fickle friends with falsely depicted lives, itching for the clicks and likes. A vicious cycle of addiction right up till our bitter ends. Music industry is dead, murdered by these TikTok trends. Literature and art is dead, AI came and slit their necks. Stuck in the matrix, a flight caught on the web, plugged into the algorithm and absorb what we're fed. We're in a zombie apocalypse, the disorder has spread. Most people don't even realize they're already dead, chained to a desk for 50 years years devising a plan to retire beachside and recline in the sand, only to find their neighbour is a homeless guy in a van who's been living that dream every day. Life is a scam.
God damn it, an entire generation pumping gas, waiting tables, slaves with white collars. Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate so we can buy shit we don't need. Our great war is a spiritual war. Our great depression is our lives.